You ever felt exhausted and frustrated before, but not in a physical way, more like mentally when you wake up and you already feel tired even though you didn't really do anything yet? I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling like this a lot lately, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that this is not random at all. It's actually connected to the way I live my daily life. I'm the type of person who is constantly online, like literally all the time, whether it's my phone or my computer. I'm always watching something, listening to something, scrolling through my phone, and there is never a moment where I'm just doing nothing. Even when I wake up in the morning, instead of just letting myself wake up naturally and feel the moment, the first thing I do is turn on some drill music because it's give me the quick boost of energy and it feels good in the moment. But when you think about it deeper, you realize that you're already overstimulating your brain from the first minutes of your day, before you even had a chance to just exist in silence. And that sets the tone for everything that comes after. And it doesn't stop there, because when I go outside, when I'm in public places, I catch myself constantly checking my phone, opening DMs, scrolling TikTok, watching Instagram Reels, almost like it became an automatic reflex that I don't even control anymore. And the weird part is that in the moment it feels like I'm doing something important, like I might miss something if I don't check, like maybe someone texted me, maybe something happened, maybe that one girl finally replied, but in reality, most of the time nothing changes. It's the same messages, the same empty notifications, and yet I keep checking again and again like something is gonna be different in this time. And I started noticing that this creates a very strange feeling, almost like constant background anxiety, because your brain is always expecting something, always waiting, always slightly tense, even when there is no real reason for it. Even when I spend the whole day at home and then decide to go outside for a walk in the evening, instead of actually disconnecting and relaxing, I still find myself doing the same exact thing, walking with my phone in my hand, scrolling, switching between apps, while also listening to music in my headphones. And at that point, you're technically outside, you're technically getting fresh air, but mentally you're still completely locked into the same loop. And after some time, I realized that this constant stimulation doesn't just feel tiring, it actually drains you on a deeper level, because your brain never gets a real break. I even started having problems with sleep, where I would lie in bed and feel like I should be tired, but my mind just keeps running like it's still processing all the content I consumed during the day. And instead of letting myself calm down, I will turn on another video or another playlist, thinking it will help me relax, but it only made things worse, because one video turns into another, one playlist ends and you start a new one, and before you realize it, it's already 5 or 6 in the morning. And at some point, I had to be honest with myself and admit that all this scrolling, all this constant consumption, all this random content that I don't even remember 5 minutes later is actually damaging the way my brain works. because you start noticing changes in yourself, like your attention span getting worse, your ability to focus decreasing, and even simple tasks requiring more effort than they used to. You sit down to do something important, and after a few minutes, you already feel the urge to check your phone, not because you need to, but because your brain is addicted to constant stimulation and can't remain in a calm state. That's when it really hits you that this is not just a bad habit, it's something deeper that actually rewires the way you think and behave. That's why I think it's important to consciously create moments where you are not consuming anything, where you are not listening to music, not watching videos, not scrolling, but just existing in a moment and allowing your brain to slow down naturally. Because when you remove all the constant input, at first, it feels uncomfortable, almost like something is missing, but after some time, you start noticing that your thoughts became clearer, your mind becomes calmer, and you feel more present in reality. And the same goes for socializing, because when you spend too much time online interacting through screens, you slowly lose that natural ability to communicate in real life, to feel people's energy, to react in the moment without overthinking everything. That is why spending time with real people in real situations, even if it's something simple and not entertaining in a usual sense, actually has much more value because it brings you back to reality and forces your brain to work in a more natural way. And the same applies to hobbies or any kind of activity that requires your attention and involvement, because when you do something that is not based on instant dopamine but instead requires effort and focus, your brain starts functioning differently. It's not about just finding a hobby for the sake of it, it's about giving your mind something real to engage with, something that doesn't disappear a few seconds like a TikTok video, but actually stays with you and builds over time. Because the problem with doom scrolling is not just the time you waste, it's the way it conditions your brain to expect constant stimulation and instant rewards, which makes everything else feel boring and meaningless. And once you reach that point, even normal life starts feeling empty because it doesn't give you the same level of stimulation. And that's dangerous because you slowly lose the ability to enjoy simple things, to think deeply, to create something on your own without external inputs. That is why I don't think the solution is to completely quit the internet, because that's not realistic in today's world, but I think it's necessary to create balance and to give your brain space to recover, because at the end of the day, if you never allow yourself to disconnect, to be bored, to sit in silence and just think, you're basically training your brain to depend on external stimulation all the time. And if that continues long enough, you might reach a point where you don't even know how to be alone with your own thoughts anymore. That's all I wanted to say for today, guys. Peace.